Chris Bosh, young Chris Bosh, prime Chris Bosh. A lot of people may not realize that Chris Bosh was not in his prime with Miami. I mean, he was still a very good player, but he had toned his game back quite a bit to play with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. I mean, and it was so funny how quickly people forgot how elite Chris Bosh was. I mean, but before he got to Miami, right, Chris Bosh had already made 5 straight All-Star games in Toronto. So now in total, he's made 10 straight. And obviously, I'm praying for him. Hopefully, everything works out for him. He has the pulmonary embolism, I believe, a blood clot on the lungs. And he should be able to resume full basketball activity in September, was the latest report. But Bosh was and is an elite power forward, center/center. I think he's more of an elite power forward. But, I mean, he played center a lot with Toronto as well. So, I mean, people just don't really, they try to, pick on him a lot and all that kind of stuff. But the dude's a beast. He really is. So the year I used was he was 25 years old, the 2009-2010 season, which was his last in Toronto. He averaged 24 points a game, 2.4 turnovers, 1 block, 0.6 steals, 2.4 assists, 10.8 rebounds. He shot 80% from the free throw line, 36% from three-point range, and 52% from the field. So Bosh got it done. Now, you might be looking at this render. Yeah, he never actually had the messy natural like this, but it's the closest thing to the small dread look that he did have. So this is, that's what I figured was the best way to go with it. Taking a look, obviously the signature stuff is pretty simple, pretty easy. You can kind of just copy most of it directly from there. I might have given him a little bit more athleticism here because we're talking about a 25-year-old guy as opposed to a 30-year-old guy. So it's a little bit of a difference there when you're talking about athleticism. But Bosh is still pretty athletic now. Hopefully he doesn't lose any of that, dealing with the physical issue that he has now. But, I mean, yeah, this dude was really good. So there you go with the slams. Nothing too crazy. Just, throwing it down, right? So let's take a look at the rating. He got an 84. Good athleticism, good shooting. Very good rebounding. Not a tremendous shot blocker, but decent. So, that might have kept him down a little bit. And also not all that physically strong. So he's never been a physical guy. He's definitely a finesse player. So that kind of stuff kept him down a bit. But I gave him an edge in quickness over the positional average over pretty much at most spots because he moves around very well for a big man. The badges, 16. With 6 goals, hustle points, post step back pro, screen outlet, the corner specialist, dead eye, and the tenacious rebounder. And obviously he was part of the riddle. Let's go on to the next person. Melo. I said I wasn't going to do it at first. I did. I said I wasn't going to do updated Melo because his game was pretty much the same. But I had the Bosh and I had the LeBron and I had that young Wade, and I was like, I can't not do Melo. Can't not do Melo. I mean, my opinion, he's probably the most skilled offensive player. I shouldn't say offensive player. He's the most skilled scorer in the NBA. So, now Durant's explosive as a scorer, but Durant's post game isn't what Melo's is. They both can get it done from the outside. They both can go to the basket, even though I would say Durant obviously finishes better by the basket. But, I mean, man, Melo is really not much. It's nothing he really can't do as far as a scorer. Now, he got some other things in his game, which is the reason why his rating is not as high as you might think it is in this particular, in this recreation. But, nonetheless, I used 23-year-old Melo. Second time he had been an all-star, playing for the Nuggets, of course, 49% from the field, 35% from three-point range, 79% from the line, 7.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.3 steals, 0.5 blocks, 3.3 turnovers. He averaged 25.7 a game. Melo has never averaged less than 20.8 points a game in any season in his career. Just think about that for a second. That's pretty sick. It really is. He's another one. He ain't got to shoot another shot, and he's going to the Hall of Fame. I mean, there's not a lot of people that can say they never averaged less than 20.8 points a game, all the way up from being 19 years old to 30, and that's where he is now. I mean, sick. When you really look at the numbers, it's really quite. His career has been quite great. Not a lot of team success, but still quite great nonetheless. 6'8", 230, power, small forward, power forward. Again, the signature stuff was pretty easy because most of his stuff is already in there. 2K, can I get a headband, dog? Can somebody hit me up with a headband? Because if I had a headband on here, I think this would have been so off the chain. It would have been crazy. So now we got to play like he had the LeBron game when he lost his headband and he just kept on going. That's what we got to play. Play like we got to use your imagination. I think I got to use my imagination. Do it. Come on. But yeah, this is Melo. Got him with the slam. With the slam. With the slam. All right, so let's take a look at these ratings, man. All right, 23 badges. Let's do that first. 9 gold. He can score, y'all. King of Euros, post step back, pro spin lay in. Now you look at see how many silvers he got too. Silvers and bronze as well. Well, silvers mostly. Corner specialist, limitless range, microwave, unfazed, volume shooter, step back, freeze. So there we go. Now you see the ratings is only an 84. But again, 2K is about roles, and as far as scoring, you're not gonna find a guy that put the ball much in the hole much better than the way I have Melo set up to put the ball in the hole. If you just look at pretty much almost every single rating that's got to do with offense, he's above average in every single rating. Now, standing shot close, we all know Melo doesn't finish as well at the basket because he doesn't have that explosion. So that's the reason why it's not as high with some of the stuff that's close to the rim. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, everything else that's got to do with putting it in the hole for the most part, and then standing layup again, it's the same type of thing, is above average. And that's the way I think it should be. Not necessarily the most willing passer, so that's why you don't see the passing numbers there. And then, of course, he's, like I said, not the greatest athlete and not ever really known as a good defender. So that keeps the number down. It does. So that's it for Melo. Do you realize where we are right now? The next guy is the last created guy, period. We got one more episode after this, and that's just going to be to tie up the loose ends of the updated people. And then shortly after that, get ready for the reveal. Get ready for the reveal. Shortly after that. I can't wait. This is it, the last guy, Earl the Pearl Monroe, the Baltimore Bullet version. We got the New York Knicks version, but actually the Baltimore Bullet version is probably a little bit better. He's averaged over 20 points a game his first 4 years in the league, and I used the rookie season. He was 23 years old. Baltimore Bullets, 24.3 points a game, 4.3 assists, 5.7 rebounds, 78% from the free throw line, 45% from the field. So, the numbers don't match up that good from a shooting standpoint, but he definitely put the ball in the hole on a regular. And he also had the ability to play point guard and to play it quite well. So I kind of hooked him up a little bit on some of the passing things and if you look at highlights of Earl Monroe, you see some beautiful passes, some beautiful layups, finger rolls, and that sort of thing. So not really a high flyer, but definitely it's smooth and coordinated and just that whole nine. 6'3", so it was a good size for a point guard, maybe a little slightly undersized for a shooting guard, but not back then. Good size back then. So I mean, even this dunk is probably a little bit too much because I never, out of any of the stuff I've seen, did I ever see him do anything like that. So we're gonna keep it real basic here. Keep it real. All right, let's look at the ratings. We got an 83. Now, keep in mind, whenever we have a great player, like Earl Monroe, and if you're wondering why he was wearing 33 in the rookie season, he wore 33 with the Bullets. With some of the great players who maybe their statistics don't quite match up with the scale, I've compensated for that in the badges. So I make sure the badges kind of give them a little bit of an extra oomph, and that's the case with Earl Monroe because he got 24 badges, 11 gold. Acrobat, King of Euros, Spin Lay-In, Teardropper, Microwave, Shot Creator, Volume Shooter, Behind the Back Pro, Flashy Passer, Killer Crossover, and Spin Kingpin for Monroe. So that's it, y'all. I'm not even gonna waste no more of your time, because the next episode is going to tie everything up with the guys who are just being updated. And then after that, it's time for the reveal. There's no more riddles. There's no more nothing. We about ready, man. We about ready. One more episode before the reveal. Y'all stay tuned for that. Appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.